In a small, secluded village nestled between ancient, brooding trees, lived an old woman named Eliza. She had seen things that could drive an ordinary person to madness. She lived alone in a decrepit cottage at the edge of the village, surviving on the fringes of society, whispered about by the townsfolk who avoided her at all costs. Eliza was a fortune teller, and her prophecies were chillingly accurate. People said she summoned the spirits of the dead, asking them for wisdom only they could grant. But the truth was far more unsettling. One rainy night, a young woman named Clara, desperate for answers about her missing brother, braved the path to Eliza's cottage. Driven by hope and a deep-seated fear, she knocked on the weathered door. A long silence followed before the door creaked open, revealing Eliza's shadow, flickering in the candlelight. The inside of the cottage smelled of damp wood and ancient herbs, a musty scent that clung to the very walls. Eliza's eyes, cloudy with time, seemed to pierce through Clara's soul. Without a word, she motioned for Clara to sit at a small, round table covered with mysterious artifacts and old, tattered cards. As Clara explained her plight, Eliza's hands moved over the cards, flipping them one by one. Each card revealed scenes of darkness, figures trapped between worlds, and eyes staring into Clara's deepest fears. Eliza whispered incantations, the air growing colder with each word. Suddenly, the candles dimmed, their flames struggling against an invisible wind. The room seemed to shrink, and Clara felt an overwhelming presence, like countless eyes were upon her. Eliza's voice grew louder, more demanding, as if she were commanding something beyond the veil of the living. Suddenly, the room went silent. Then, a whisper, barely audible, echoed through the room. "He's here," Eliza said in a voice not entirely her own. "He says to look in the well." Clara's heart pounded as she ran from the cottage, heading straight to the old, abandoned well at the center of the village. The wind howled around her, and the rain felt like icy needles on her skin. Reaching the well, she peered into its black depths. Her breath caught as she saw her brother's pale face staring back at her, his lifeless eyes wide with the terror of his final moments. Eliza's prophecy had been true, but Clara could not shake the feeling that something far worse had been set into motion.